construction. Work with the expertise and ethical training of a Realtor, here to guide and help protect you from the surprises you didn't see coming. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors, right by you.
From the Accident Recovery Team Traffic Center, don't worry about me, I called ART.
Traffic conditions in Wichita this morning, much better than they were this time yesterday. Right now, the only thing to watch out for is we do have a stalled out vehicle westbound on Kellogg between Oliver and Hillside. Traffic update from 98.7 and 1330 KNSS in the Accident Recovery Team Traffic Center. I'm Jad Chambers.
Weather.
Increasing clouds and cooler today, a high of 47. Northwest wind 5 to 15. Clearing skies and 30 degrees overnight. For your Thanksgiving, mostly sunny, mild with a light breeze, a high 51. Clouds return Friday with a high of 50. Rain on Friday night, could see a wintry mix on Saturday morning. That's your forecast from Storm Team 12. I'm meteorologist Jake Dunn.
Tell your smart speaker to play 97.5 and 1240 KFH. Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH Wichita, KNSS HD2 Clearwater, and Odyssey Sports Station.
Hey Wichita, it's Jacob Albrock. Stay right there for the latest breaking in sports talk. It's Sports Daily coming up next, exclusively on 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Jim Rome here with your Rome Report. Last night's San Francisco-Carolina tilt actually was way more important than you would have expected, and the Niners did what they do. They find a way to grind through their injuries, and they get over. They were able to overcome 3 first-half Brock Purdy picks because Carolina did almost nothing to capitalize on those gifts. I actually expected more from an allegedly improved Carolina team. Instead, all we really got from them was safety Trayvon Merrick sparking a post-game brawl after punching Niners receiver Juwan Jennings in the package moments earlier.
The guy took a cheap shot and hit him in the balls, and I was real proud of Juwan for not losing his mind out there.
Look, violent game. Frustrations boil over. I get it. But there has to be a fundamental respect and code among gladiators, and punching another unsuspecting warrior in the nad is not it, Trayvon. Clean it up, dude. Do better. I'm Jim Rome.
Are you a parent of a 2 to 8-year-old? Listen closely for an exciting offer, then head to abcmouse.com/radio to learn more. By now, you've probably heard of ABC Mouse.
ABC Mouse is like a little one-on-one teacher. It has helped her so much.
We're offering a promo at abcmouse.com/radio to try it for free for a month, then $14.99 per month until canceled. Go to abcmouse.com/radio to see this offer. That's abcmouse.com/radio. Actual ABC Mouse users compensate for their testimonials, sponsored by Age of Learning.
While retinitis pigmentosa takes Mark's vision, his family gives him hope, whether at the family business or at home with his wife and sons. He knows he's not fighting alone. For 50 years, the Foundation Fighting Blindness has funded research into treatments and cures for blinding retinal diseases, providing hope to people with vision loss. And for Mark, winning the fight means being there for his family. The Foundation Fighting Blindness. Together, we're winning. Help us end blinding diseases at fightingblindness.org.
Now, from Wichita's most listened to sports radio, 97.5 and 1240 KFH, this is Sports Daily.
Aloha, Mr. Howard.
Well, hey there, everybody. Happy Hawaiian Shirt Wednesday, one day before Thanksgiving here on Sports Daily. Glad to be with you. Hope everybody, if you're still working before the holiday, Godspeed. We're right there with you. And then hopefully everybody gets to celebrate a little bit with the family the rest of the week. This will be our last day of the week. Jacob Albrock, TJ Cleveland here with you. Max Power producing. He's got the KFH hotline at 869-1240. We have lots of different ways you can get in touch with the program. You can reach out to us directly on social media, via YouTube, via X. You can follow along, of course, on 12 News Connected. And you can also listen on the Odyssey app and send us your voicemails. We have a lot to get to today on this Wednesday. We will have a reaction to KU and K-State basketball Tuesday. We will also get you previewed for KU basketball today and Shocker basketball finally beginning their tournament week out in the Bahamas. That's today as well. So we'll have all that for you. We also have Shreyas Laddha our KU insider, stopping by a little bit later. A lot to get to with Shreyas, including what's going on out there in Vegas right now. Looking forward to that. So that conversation, and we make our football picks. Everybody's going to stop by. We'll make our picks ahead of the holiday games. We'll pick those Thanksgiving games. They're all too good not to. We'll have a little fun. That's all coming up in the next hour as well. It's all What's on Tap, brought to you by the Wichita Brewing Company, where groups gather for holiday fun. While everyone's in town, make WBC your unofficial high school or college alumni meetup spot. Over 15 different beers, a Christmas cocktail list, and pizzas everyone will love. Make Wichita Brewing Company the place where groups gather for the holiday season. I've long thought of the day before Thanksgiving, TJ, in my younger life. Best bar night of the year.
Yep, that's the night you go get trashed with the high school buddies.
Yep, everybody's back in town. The night before Thanksgiving is a lot of fun. And then you nurse it off with a Bloody Mary on Thanksgiving and get back up to speed. But hope everybody's out there. If you do still indulge in those sorts of things, be safe tonight, everybody. Uber, whatever you need to do. But go have fun. We're excited about it. Wichita Brewing Company would be a great place to do it. How are you this morning, TJ?
I don't know if you can see the bags under my eyes. We're running low on sleep because it was a big night last night, Jacob. I don't know why you didn't mention what was on tap, but it's a part of that. Dancing with the Stars finale last night, 3 hours. And I'm so committed to this morning talk show that I DVR'd the K-State game, began watching it at 10 p.m. after the winner was announced, started that off, and I was like, all right, I'm committed. I'm staying up till midnight and watching this basketball game. And then Indiana rattled off an 8-0 run, and I said, well, this is a waste of my time.
Yeah, I apologize if you stayed up that late with K-State. I stayed up late enough, and it was, I was out of there by 9:30. That was not a good game for K-State, falling 86-69, just an absolute disaster for them. Their first of that sort yet this year here, but just an unbelievably sloppy game, and it got away from them. KU, on the other hand, big winners, impressive. Continue to impress here, and they'll be good enough to advance into this tournament's format into a third place game today. So a lot to dig into.
I gotta update my take here on the Players Era tournament. It's grown on me. I think it is a pretty cool idea, but I'm at the point now where this is really stupid. Why don't they have a chance to play for the championship game?
Well, they'll obviously have to fix that. But what would are you disappointed in the hardware you use the Maui Invitational, like that they don't have a chance at the Maui hardware, or are you just excited that they get to play another good game against a good team today? They will have walked out of this tournament with 3 good games, which is the point.
That's what you get at Maui too. That's why you go to Maui. That's why you went to Maui.
Sure. I'm just saying, like, I don't look back at the seasons and be like, oh yeah, but they also won that Maui. Now I'm not going to look back and be like, in that third place finish at the Players Invitational or whatever. They'll fix that. They'll have to fix it. They didn't have a great way to do it this year, but they figured out a way anyway. It is a Hawaiian Shirt Wednesday. Glad everybody can enjoy it. It's a little chilly. I'm going to be honest. In the thin little Hawaiian shirt down here in the basement, the weather's turning. We're cutting glass down here, TJ. It's getting there a little more difficult to power through and celebrate and hope in and wish in some sunshine. Those days.
Good. I'm tired of the
Hawaiian Shirt Wednesday doesn't stop. It goes on through the winter.
I'm replacing Tommy Hater as the biggest Tommy Castor is the biggest hater of Hawaiian Shirt Wednesday. I'm a Scrooge.
Yeah,
sue me.
You are. That's a fact.
Max, when are we rolling out Ugly Christmas Sweater Tuesday?
I'm sure I have those too. I bet I can find one. I might have to borrow one from my wife. But I think there's probably an ugly sweater laying around the house somewhere. We can have an ugly sweater day if that makes you feel better about yourself. But that's fine. That's fine.
I just want to be included.
Well, then get a Hawaiian shirt. Stop being a baby. Grow up. You're a homeowner. You're a yard guy. Grow up. Do what all responsible grown men do. Wear Hawaiian shirts. Get clothes that annoy your wife. That's what you don't get older and watch reality dancing shows with your wife. You get older and annoy her in new and different ways. And a great way to do that is obnoxious Hawaiian shirts. But you'll get there. It's cool. You guys are freshly married. You keep watching reality TV and pretending to be invested, and eventually your your give a what will break on that stuff, and you're like, you know what? There's out a million other things I'd rather do with 3 hours of my life than watch bad dancers dance. So who won last night? Spoiler alert.
Oh, okay, spoiler. Turn your radio off. Steve Irwin's son.
The animal guy?
Yep.
Okay. Is he a celebrity? His son too?
Yeah, he's growing into a pretty big deal.
What is he?
Now
do?
he's a really big deal after this. But he does the same thing his dad did. He runs the Australia Zoo, and he's a wildlife conservationist, and he's huge playing with animals.
That's cool. Didn't I see Andy Richter was on there?
He was on it for like 8 of the 9 weeks. Like he made a Cinderella run.
Yeah, and I cannot imagine Andy Richter's a great dancer. So
he wasn't, but he got better.
That's
the stuff that makes you emotional. You don't get that watching K-State Indiana last night.
I was some kind of emotion last night watching K-State Indiana. It wasn't feel good. That's for sure. That was a really ugly game. We'll get into it, and we'll look ahead to the Shockers tonight against St. Mary's. I'm pretty excited about the Shockers' opportunity tonight against St. Mary's, to be perfectly honest with you.
I need to dig into the St. Mary's KenPom and get the scouting report ready here.
St. Mary's, as always, is good. They're good. They are. And we don't know, what North Texas is this year. St. Mary's is 25 in KenPom.
Top 25. Hey,
but they beat the brakes off of North Texas. Crushed North Texas.
31. Yeah.
So if that tells us anything, it's that, they're probably going to be really good. So get ready for it. It'll be the toughest test of the year for Wichita State. It's not a true road game. The Shockers are 10.5-point underdogs right now. That actually is closer than I thought it would be. To be perfectly honest with you,
St. Mary's is the best 3-point shooting team in the country. 45.6%. Holy cow.
Here we go. Don't you? But see, man, I love that kind of opportunity. I have no idea what to expect outcome wise, but I love that they're
last
playing
year in the midseason tournament they lost to Florida by 55 points or something. So everything's off the table. There's no embarrassment if something bad happens. So it's theirs to win.
Well, you just want to see them take another stab at that kind of test, right?
I know.
It's going to be a fun one. We'll have that preview coming for you. We got lots coming on Sports Daily. Stick around. We'll talk college hoops when we return.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
The canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood, written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message, so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
310-1 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you
and inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
This is Sports Daily on KFH.
All right, welcome back into Sports Daily. Jacob Albrook doesn't know how to turn on his microphone, so I'll get us started here and decide what we're going to talk about in this second segment on Sports Daily here. Jacob is checked out, ready for Thanksgiving. The what's the word? The tryptophan? What's in the turkey that makes you sleepy? Tryptophan. Jacob's ready for the tryptophan. He might already be off the tryptophan. Jacob, I have done some research during the break here into this next segment. And the players era next year, going up to 32 teams, still won't have a bracket. I don't know if you're aware about that. It is the same format. It's the week 1 winner, the week 2 winner, and then they'll play in the championship the third week. And so still, there's going to be 2-0 teams that won't play in the championship game like there is this year, like Iowa State is complaining
Does
about.
everybody play a consolation game, though? Because how else do you know if you should schedule a game?
I don't know.
Sure.
I don't know. Maybe not. Like
that'll be an interesting thing to see, because you'll have to leave a hole in your schedule otherwise. Just
it's probably, if I had to take a stab, because this is only a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday thing. It's probably like you'll go to Vegas and play on Monday and Tuesday, and then you can schedule a game on Saturday, you'll know that you're not playing in the second week. You can schedule a game there,
Right.
and then leave your early week open the next week to go play a championship game, I guess.
Yeah, it's just a way to get a bunch of good games in. That's all I care about. That's all I ever care about on any holiday tournament. The format doesn't. It's irrelevant.
I mean, my thing though is that like the whole thing they're pinning it up to the wall about is, hey, if you win, you get $1 million. And KU just went out.
They
and
already
won 2
get.
games.
I know. I get that part. That part is. I'm talking about as a fan, as a play for $1 million. Yeah, I mean, look, everybody knows the rules when they go into it. It is what it is. You got to win by a lot, and the margin matters, and who you play clearly matters. But again, it's just the opportunity, and it's not like they're getting nothing. It's not like the TBT. It's $1 million or nothing. They're all being handsomely rewarded one way or the other. So it's an interesting idea. It will continue to grow. And again, I think the fallout for that will be for other tournaments this time of year to try and follow suit, to try and come up with some NIL packages. And then I think nothing will really change. You'll just see some consolidation of some of these top teams, and we'll still have the Maui Invitational, and we'll still have the Battle for Atlantis and all these other tournaments that we've always had. The Hall of Fame Classic in Kansas City that we've seen will still happen. No high school football coverage this week because of, the holiday. And, of course, state championships are coming up. High school football coverage on Sports Daily, always brought to you by Zentex Remodeling Group. Remodel your bathroom in as little as one day with Zentex Remodeling Group, ZINTEX.com. So that will happen Friday and Saturday this year. The state format's changed up a little bit, correct? So you get games. It's not all in one day in different places. It's consolidated a little bit, which will be better.
Yes, much better. 4-5-6 in Emporia, 1-2-3 in Hutch, 8-mans and 6-man, and Greensburg, Kiowa County at the only 8-man turf football field in the state of Kansas. It's a claim to fame. I think the Metro teams, we got Capon and Andale, and that's probably all of the KFH airwaves that are hearing us. So Capon and Andale are fighting for it. Both undefeated, both 1 seeds. Good games.
Good luck.
Bishop Miege and Topeka Hayden.
Good luck to all our teams. We are looking forward to those opportunities. You'll have all your coverage at Catch It Kansas, of course, and KWCH as we make our way through the holiday week here. We're talking college basketball. Let's start with the good. Let's start with KU. 71-60 winners over Syracuse. To me, it looked a whole lot like the game on Monday when KU got a win. You can start to see it. I don't know, TJ, how you felt about it. Flory Badunga was really good. He turned the ball over too much yesterday. But again, he just jumps off the screen at you in how good he is and how much better he's gotten. I think it has been easy with all the attention on Darren Peterson to forget how gifted a player Badunga was and how big a deal that was for them to get him back. But I mean, you start a roster with Peterson. If he's back in Badunga, you're going to have a chance. But I think as much as anything, these pieces, they have found a way, been with Cole Rosario in either game, they've found a way to win these games in a different style, just kind of shut them down. I am in love with a lineup that features Bryce Tiller and Flory Badunga. I mean, I get enough of it. Those two bigs out there doing their thing. They're so athletic. And I think these role players are stepping into those roles nicely. And if you can pop some instant Darren Peterson into that, this is going to be a team that can play.
Yeah, it's a really volatile team of what it's going to look like. They're going to beat teams that they are going to, they might be like a 9-point underdog and beat teams like that. And I don't know if they would be a 9-point underdog. I guess it's KU. They don't do that very often. It's weird. It's a lineup that I think that if you put Peterson and Flory, on any team in the country, they're going to have a chance to go out and beat top 25 teams. You can put on a Division II team and go beat top 25 teams with those guys on your roster. Flory is that much better than he was last year. I texted you watching that game yesterday that this might be the last year that we see Flory Badunga too, because he might get drafted because he looks like an NBA player.
He's for sure a draft pick. I don't even think that's a doubt at this point.
But I think that last year there were talks about it. This year it was he's still there, but we'll see if he wants to keep developing. But he might be there. Like, I think he might be like a first round guy. He looked really good. He had 14 rebounds yesterday. So I don't know. And I think that Jaden Dawson not being out there yesterday also, I mean, they ran basically a 6-man rotation. They put Cole Rosario on the bench yesterday. I don't know if you saw that either. He came off the bench and they started Jamari McDowell yesterday. And so I think that if I had to take a stab at why you do that, is that way that your bench isn't Elmarco Jackson, Jamari McDowell, and I don't even know this guy's name. It's the first time he's played. Ningu Nagala.
I didn't know who he was.
I think those were literally the first minutes that he's played outside of blowouts last night, and so he came in and played that one as well. So it's like I think that was the idea, is to put Cole Rosario on the bench, so that way when we go to the bench minutes,
and they're going to have a 7-man rotation, right? Like, I mean, sorry, 8-man rotation when Peterson's back, and that's
like
right
7.5.
Yeah.
I'd say the biggest takeaway that you can take from yesterday is the fact that Jamari McDowell played 34 minutes, scored 9 points, got a couple of rebounds. Like,
Jamari McDowell in that class when he and Elmarco came up and they were like I liked Jamari McDowell. I thought McDowell even more than Elmarco looked good, but they didn't have much room for those guys to do a whole lot. So I think we're talking about players that are very gifted, that will have roles on the team. Rosario, I don't know what to make of Rosario. I know everybody's been really high on him. I didn't know a lot about him coming in. I don't know a lot about him now. But we know what White and Council can bring to the table, because they're they're kind of your glue guys, your experienced guys. But those two with Badunga and Tiller on the floor together, and now you're mixing in Darren Peterson. Man, I'm telling you, like, it's not going to be a team that shoots the lights out. Like, that's not going to happen again this year. I don't know what Peterson adds. He had 2 threes a game, 3. I mean, it's not going to be a high volume 3-point team, but they've got all kinds of scoring options that exist otherwise. I think that you can see it coming together. And it looks to me like this is going to be a team that has a chance to be pretty good, and maybe has a chance to be really, really good, because if Darren Peterson is in fact the best player in the country, like so many people believe that he will be and is, you add that to what we're seeing out of Badunga early on. I mean, what teams in America wouldn't take that start? Well, I haven't yet, and we'll see a lot of them. There are more experienced and probably better college basketball players at the 5 spot than Flory Badunga, but I haven't seen any more talented.
Yeah.
And I'll be surprised if I do.
I know. I mean, that's what we talk about. Like, he looks like he plays like a small forward as a 7-footer.
Yeah, I mean, he's all over the place, and he's not getting himself into foul trouble. Like, he's staying on the floor. It's not been a problem for him at all, which was his problem last year, right? He couldn't stay on the floor. And so, like, all of this stuff, and Bill Self talked a lot about him after the game. He was asked about him. He took a shot at Bruce Pearl, which I thought was pretty funny.
I'm about to say that, yeah.
But it was everything that we thought. I was so excited to see him come back, and Bill Self was right, and I think he's being honest there when he said it was the right thing for him to do, to go test the waters. Why wouldn't you? And at the end of the day, like, you got to think back to that whole process. And the fact that he went in terrified people, because most of the time when guys go in, they leave. But at the end of the day, exactly how it was laid out last night with Bill Self was kind of the thought process going in. Okay, go into the portal, that's fine. But when you really get in there and you look around, and you know Darren Peterson's coming to Kansas, and you know Bill Self is the coach, no coach in America coaches bigs better than Bill Self and puts bigs in a position to be NBA players than Bill Self. Nobody does. Why would you not come back to KU? You know the resources are going to be there. He's not going to go somewhere most likely and have some better financial opportunity than he would have at KU last year, because it was like Peterson and nothing else. And he comes back. He made the right decision, which was Bill Self's point last night. I'm glad he went in, and I'm glad he made the right decision, which was to come back here. And it 100% was the right decision. He looks awesome, and he looks like one of the best players in the country to me, or at least will be by the end of this season. Certainly one of the best at his position. He looks fantastic.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, that's the best way to put it. I mean, he's the second best player on the team, and like he might be like a 1.5 best player on the team. Like, he looks that good, I think. So It's a big deal. It's a big deal that he came back. And, I was one that in that camp, I thought that he was going to leave too. I didn't think that there was a chance that they'd get Flory Badunga back once you get him in the portal and people are throwing numbers around. And he was getting offered more than he made at KU. And then KU probably had to renegotiate and throw a number back out there. But I'm glad, but it was always the thing. It was always the thing that we said, though, is whenever he entered the portal, it was like, why would he leave? Like, he's going to play 40 minutes a game. Like, he can do anything that he wants at Kansas. Like, this is the perfect spot for him.
This is the best place for him when you look historically at what guys like him have done in this program. I mean, it is right in front of him, right there, screaming off the page that he's going to have a big year. And then I want to talk about Bryson Tiller. And I know that, Council and Trey White are coming into form, and that may be the best news of this entire tournament. But I don't know about you, TJ. I did not have any expectations for Bryson Tiller other than to be a big that might, provide some depth this year.
I figured he was just a backup big.
He had said he followed up 17-9 against Notre Dame with 11-8 yesterday. And I am in on not just him, but the idea of him and Badunga in the lineup together.
The hard part about this is that they've got Paul Bia is their freshman big that they brought in from Nigeria, I think. He hasn't played at all. And that tells you that he's not, if Bill Self hasn't played him at all with what he's had with 6 guys yesterday, he's probably not going to play at all. And so it scares you to put them both out there, because then it's there's no big coming. If one of them gets in foul trouble, there's nobody else
to have them both out there. Right. If you start them both, then you can rotate through and just play with one of them.
I don't care who starts the game, but they play together a lot.
Oh, that lineup together is awesome. I'm saying if all of a sudden one of them gets in foul trouble and you're running, El Marco out there instead, it'll be okay to have just one of them out there. It's going to create a mismatch though. And they're both so athletic that I don't sometimes you think about running two, we'll call them centers, but whatever. Just for the
they're 7 foot tall. They're centers.
That's what they look like. But a lot of the time when you run that out there, other teams will beat you with speed and they'll beat you with other way. I don't see that happening with these guys. Badunga gets out and guards the point. It's and he can do it, and they're super. So I don't think it ever creates a mismatch for them. I think it only creates opportunities offensively for them. And at this point, it's just man, I hope Peterson's a great 3-point shooter. I don't know that part of his game yet, but I hope he is. But at minimum, I hope he is instant offense, because if he's instant offense and if he's a walking 20 points a night, this has a chance to be a really good team.
That was one thing that whenever people would ask me about what I thought about KU this season going into it, I was like, I don't know anything about them, but I know that they're going to be fast, because they have not had the chance to be fast because Hunter Dickinson was not fast. Right. Flory is actually fast. Flory can get a rebound, not the best dribbler, but he can run the floor.
7 turnovers yesterday.
He can run the floor with the guards and be there to do that. That's what superpower he is. I always said, Quincy Ballard is a different player, 100%. But he was athletic enough where they could push the pace and he could go catch alley-oops. Flory is a notch even above that.
He is athleticism wise, and Ballard was a very athletic player. All right, let's talk K-State here. 86-69. It was a total dud game for the Cats. They turned the ball over absurdly too much.
What did the number end up being?
19. Yeah. 19 turnovers. Indiana turned it over 16 times.
They had 12 turnovers 10 minutes into the game, I think.
Yeah, it was all right there at the beginning, and they never could overcome it. Once they got through that, it kind of stayed even. I don't want to say they finished strong, because they didn't finish strong, but they didn't let it get away from them from the early deficit. It just kind of stayed there.
Yeah, they tied it up, I think, or got it right there at one point.
Yeah, and late in the first half, it was tight. It was within 2, I think. But Haggerty never could get it going. They just, I don't know, man. That was a rough one to watch.
And the thing that I kept thinking about while I was watching that is that it's I was really staring at it, trying to be what is Indiana taking away that isn't allowing K-State's offense to do what
They were
want
dribbling
to?
it off their foot.
And it was just, oh no, they just turned it over 19 times. And it was, most of them were self-inflicted wounds.
Yeah. So I don't know what to make it, because I've been high on them. I don't know if that was premature, or if you can just throw this game in the trash can. Yeah. I'm hoping you can just throw this game in the trash can. The game against Nebraska, I don't think K-State played poorly. I think Nebraska is actually pretty good, and that was a super fun game and competitive and awesome, and it's a tough call at the end of the game. This one, they look like crap. So it's just like, okay, is this a for real performance, or again, is it just one of those, they went to Indiana on the road, true road game, played a good team, and pooped the bed? Like, I hope that's the case, because if that's the case, then it doesn't really mean much, and they can come right back and do what they need to do. But that's what we'll find out next, right? That's the thing that we've got to see. I don't know if we want to call that a response to the Nebraska loss. I think that's probably naive, but they need to respond to this one. Like, they better come out with their hair on fire in the next one and play good basketball, or we may have a little different opinion of them than we had hoped.
If they lose to Bowling Green, we'll have some definite opinions that we'll be talking about.
Seton Hall was in one of these tournaments and looked really good.
Seton Hall looked good. That's going to be a good game.
In the half of basketball I saw them play. And then Creighton has not looked particularly good yet, from what I've seen of them, which is a couple of times, just in one of these tournaments. Are they in the Vegas tournament? I don't know. I've seen them a couple times this week. But yeah, we'll need them to bounce back real quick. And they won't play again until Monday. So that was a bad one. We'll talk about Wichita State. We'll get you ready for that one. We'll get you ready for Chiefs as well as we make our way through. We're making football picks. Shreyas Laddha joins us in a little bit to Jam-Packed Wednesday, a Hawaiian Shirt Wednesday. Don't go away.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
The canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood, written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message, so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
83101 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
KFH.
Enjoying that Prairie Fire coffee this morning. Thanks to Prairie Fire for keeping us fueled up all across the Odyssey family of networks here on KFH and all over the place. We are getting ready for Thanksgiving. Hope everybody's having a great Thanksgiving. We've had some discussions off the air about the perfect Thanksgiving plate. And some on the air. It's whether you're going turkey or ham, white meat, dark meat, mashed potatoes, whatever the color of gravy that you prefer. I hope it's a great Thanksgiving tomorrow for everybody. Lots of great football games for it. That's for sure. This may be the best Thanksgiving Day lineup of games we've ever had. It'll start with Green Bay, Detroit, and be incredible. It will go into Chiefs Cowboys, which we know will be incredible. And then you'll get Bengals Ravens, which will also be incredible. And you can hear all of them tomorrow on KFH. And, of course, the home of the Chiefs, if you want Mitch Holthus and our pal Joshua Briscoe. That's over on KNSS tomorrow. All kinds of coverage. Great sports day. You'll also have Shocker basketball. We don't know who they'll play yet. But, man, it's going to be such a wonderful Thursday. So much. You mentioned the trip. If it just eat a bunch of food and kick back, relax, enjoy the family.
I have turned into the kind of person where we used to, whenever we'd bounce around the Thanksgiving, because we have multiple family Thanksgivings, all basically around lunchtime. And my wife is always trying to big on like, well, I'm just going to eat like sides and appetizers at this one, and then I'll eat like a main course there, and let's get dessert at that one. I said, no. I'm eating 3 lunches, full go, and I'm going to make my stomach hurt. Like, I don't care.
Yeah, I can't do that anymore. So I will usually do.
I need to judge the turkeys, and you can't judge a turkey by itself. You got to put some dressing and some gravy on it, and then if you're gonna do that, you got to put some potatoes on the plate. So you
a dressing guy? I'm not a
love
stuffing dressing. That's not my jam. Dark meat for life. We're doing ham.
You're a dark meat chicken guy too. You like thighs.
Oh, I don't need to see another chicken breast in my life, except on a sandwich probably. But even then, if they offered it with a thigh, it'd be better. A chicken thigh is, I mean, we're not even in the same ballpark here when we're talking about chicken. When you talk thighs versus breast, I'm a legs guy anyway, No. But I enjoy the holiday, and I work for it every year. Like I work every Thanksgiving, and it doesn't even rain on my parade. It's a great time of the year. It's crazy for us with the HTO stores. Today is crazy. Tomorrow won't be. Tomorrow we're closed, but today is one of, if not the busiest days of the year. Swing by at one of your HTOs and grab those Thanksgiving gallons. We're not open tomorrow, so if you need gallons of tea or drinks for your Thanksgiving celebrations and you're an HTO fan, you got to get in there today to get those. Quick reminder. But let's talk some of these football games, TJ. The Chiefs, most notably, everything kind of what we expected with the first actual practice and practice report. Isaiah Pacheco's a go. Andy Reid says he'll play. Trey Smith, not a go. We assume he won't play. Noah Gray may be more of a question mark on whether he could or not. Certainly like to have him. But Trey Smith will be, between not having Trey Smith and playing against that run defense, to me, and I made this commitment to you yesterday, if the Chiefs only run the ball like 10, 11, 12 times in this game, I'm not complaining about it. It is the correct game plan to just come out and try to throw it all over the Cowboys. That is the correct way to approach this game.
It's the correct way to approach, but if it doesn't work, like, do you change? Like, I think that's more of anything of why they ran the ball so much.
If that doesn't work, they're screwed. If it doesn't work, they're screwed. Like, they're not going to not throw the ball well and all of a sudden be like, you know what? Let's instead establish the run game. That'll be what they'll be screwed. If throwing the ball doesn't work, they're in big trouble. If that game is so low scoring that they can then reestablish it and play a game of field position, then I don't think that's going to be the best news for the Chiefs. I will say, though, on that, the Chiefs defense should significantly Cowboys defense. Like, if you're looking to an advantage on that side of the ball, even as much as Dallas has played better in the last few weeks since they've made trades and gotten some guys back healthy, I still think the Chiefs have better defense than the Cowboys. So, low scoring does probably favor Kansas City to some degree, but I just don't think this is going to be a low scoring game. Dallas's offense is as good as any offense in football, including when the Chiefs are peaking. Like peak Cowboys offense and peak Chiefs offense. Who are we putting with them? The Lions, the Rams, maybe. Like, there aren't any offenses any better than these two when they're going. So, like, it just, to me, it feels like it's going to be that kind of game, and Kansas City's going to need to not kick field goals and capitalize on opportunities to score touchdowns in this game, because you're probably going to need touchdowns.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of points, basically. I think that's the best way to put it. I think that there's questions about, what Chiefs will show up. That's what I keep telling people as well, is what Chiefs team will it be? If it's the Chiefs offense that we saw a month ago, this will be an awesome game. If it's the Chiefs offense that we've seen for the last month, it's going to be but what do you say? Butt puckering time? Yeah.
Butt puckering time. It already is butt puckering time.
Well, it'll be 3 hours of Thanksgiving butt puckering.
Well, but isn't it so crazy? So let me just let's pull up the three games here: Denver, Buffalo, Indianapolis. When we're saying the Chiefs offense, you're saying the Chiefs offense hasn't looked good, and I don't totally disagree with you.
I'm not.
But I'm gonna give you something. So the Buffalo game, they didn't look good, right? 305 yards of offense, meh. 311 yards against Denver, meh. Those are on the road. Back at home against the Colts, it was about 500 yards of offense. So again, like, you got to take advantage of your opportunities there. It's not like they've been anemic. Even in the Buffalo and Denver games, they gained 300 yards. Like, they weren't awful on offense. They just aren't scoring touchdowns on the road. And then most recently, we didn't see them score any touchdowns at home. So they've been a really not good road team this year. They beat the Giants on the road. Congratulations. And that's it. That's the only one they've got on the road this year. They have not been very good on the road. And even more than that, the road is where they have made those gut-wrenching critical mistakes. That's where they've really been hammered by that. They're going on the road to play a team that is, right there probably. I mean, would you say the Cowboys are right there with Buffalo at this point? Jacksonville, who they've lost to on the road, the Chargers, that's probably the range Dallas is in this year.
Are they in the playoff picture? I don't even know.
They are. They're almost identical to the Chiefs. I think they're both sitting at 10th and must do a good job down the stretch.
Yeah.
And probably have room for a loss. They're in almost the exact same situation as Kansas City. And they're at home. Has Dallas, and I should know the answer to this, but I don't. Let's see what Dallas has been home versus road. Certainly they were good enough at home against Philadelphia. Theirs hasn't been as pronounced, it doesn't look like, as it has been in some years where they have been out of this world at home and pretty bad on the road. Theirs has been a little more even probably this year. So Kansas City has to just worry about Kansas City though. Like if they don't shoot themselves in the foot, if they're not so prone to doing that this year, what's their record? They certainly would have beat Jacksonville. They probably would have beat Denver. Probably not Buffalo. Not the Chargers. And Philadelphia, you could make a case, but you're looking at a totally different season.
There was one single turnover that cost them the Philadelphia game.
Right. But that was not quite as, it wasn't quite as brutal, I don't think, as Jacksonville or Denver, but it was bad. Like they had an opportunity. They weren't playing very well at that point because they didn't have all their players. So this is it. Like, can they play a clean game? Like, when was the last time we saw the Chiefs play a clean game? It's been a month since they've just kind of come in and played a clean game. And if they don't do that against Dallas, I'm telling you, I'm worried. I'm worried for them.
I know. I mean, that's what I keep asking is, when is it going to come back? When is that going to be a thing again where we get, because that's like the Chiefs going 6-0 to finish the season is completely obtainable. It just depends on if we see that Chiefs, that's not even really much of a sweat. I feel like, I mean, there'll be a little bit, but I feel like that's, as you said, they're going to be favored in every game. And if they play like they did against the Lions, Raiders, and Commanders stretch, like there's no reason that they should, not do it.
Look, this game to tomorrow could be the toughest game left on their schedule. I mean, it's hard to say that right now with Dallas because it's only been 2 games since they've started to, and they didn't start good either. They had to come back, remember, against the Eagles. So I don't want to act like they were so impressive in that Eagles game. It was maybe more impressive that they were able to come back from 21-0. But this could very well be, because it's on the road and because their defense has started to look better and they're relatively healthy, this could be the toughest game of the 6 remaining. That's not even a stretch. Like if we're talking about Texans, Chargers as home games, and Denver, all 3 of those are home games, and then it's Tennessee and Vegas. So this is the one. Like this is the toughest one. I think that's probably going to be the case.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think the Texans are the only one that are really would scare me otherwise, and it depends on what Texans we get there too. They've been a team that a lot like the Chiefs.
I actually kind of like that matchup for the Chiefs because I don't know that Houston's going to be able to keep up offensively against a good Chiefs defense. The Chiefs defense doesn't get enough credit. The Chiefs defense is top 10 in just about every category that you can look at, and better than that even in some others. They just don't rush the passer well. That's it. That's like, other than that, they're really good defensively. They just get almost no pressure on the quarterback. And they're probably not going to get much pressure on Dak, which is unnerving a bit when you think about the weapons that Dak has to throw the ball to.
Pretty wild. I'm looking at the Cowboys schedule here, and on ESPN, they list the high receiver in each game. of every game this year, their high receiver has had 110, 112, 82, 134, 114, 168, 110, 78, 85, 144, 146.
And you don't even get to like lock in on anybody.
I know.
Like it's just like because they got two of them. I mean, CeeDee Lamb has the dropsies all of a sudden. If he doesn't do that, it's even more. I told you before the season, I don't think you were here yet. It may have been Tommy, that I thought Dak was going to be an MVP candidate this year. And I thought Mahomes was going to be an MVP candidate too. I think Dak in a lot of ways has played better than Mahomes this year, but he's got all these weapons to throw to. They've got two good tight ends. They can run the ball. I don't think they'll run it much against the Chiefs, but they can. You know, they can, in general terms, run the ball. They're a really good offense. It's really more about, can the Chiefs offense match it on the road against an improved defense? I mean, it is so hard for me to see this game not playing out that way, right? Where it's some sort of slugfest.
Yep.
And a couple of mistakes are going to decide it. And that is not good news when you consider the amount of mistakes the Chiefs are capable of making lately. We'll pick that game in the next hour. We'll talk about the others as well. We'll get you ready for the Shockers in Atlantis against St. Mary's. That's going to be a big one too today. We've got it all coming for you in another hour of Sports Daily. Stick around.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
Canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now. 83-1001 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on the Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
Wichita's most listened to sports radio, 97.5 and 1240 KFH. This is Sports Daily.
Aloha, Mr. Hyde.
All right, welcome back, everybody. It is Sports Daily here with another hour for you. Jacob Albrock, TJ Cleveland, Max Power producing. He's got you covered on this Hawaiian Shirt Wednesday, one day before Thanksgiving. Hope everybody is enjoying all the great college basketball this week. We get both the Shockers and KU in action this evening. Really looking forward to that. Also have football for you getting ready tomorrow, of course. And we're taking you through it. You can chime in, YouTube, X, your video comments, welcome there. Of course, you can also give us a call at 869-1240. Thanks for watching us on 12 News Connected, and thanks for listening to us on the Odyssey app. We'll have Shreyas Laddha coming up later this hour. We'll get more into what's been going on in Lawrence with KU ahead of their, of course, game this weekend to try to get into a bowl game. Can they pull a miracle? We'll talk about all of that. We've got the full gang in to make our football picks for the week. We're going to do that early. We will not be with you Thursday and Friday. It's all What's on Tap, brought to you by the Wichita Brewing Company, now featuring a Christmas cocktail menu. Dazzle your date with the stockings and snowfall. Make merry with a mistletoe mint, or gather the girls for a pumped espresso martini. The Christmas cocktail menu now available at Wichita Brewing Company, where groups gather for the holiday season. It is a jam-packed, speaking of What's on Tap, day and couple of days for you. Coming tonight here across the networks, you've got Shockers and St. Mary's. So it's the battle for Atlantis. That's on 103.7 KUIN. That coverage begins at 6 tonight. You've got the Chiefs Kingdom show here at 6 tonight, getting you ready for that Cowboys game we were just talking about. The Shockers, TJ, this is a good opportunity as they've had. I don't know if this is tougher than Boise State in a true road game, but in different ways, it's probably at minimum as tough and just a great opportunity for this team.
Yeah, it is. It's going to be a tough game, and it like I as I was saying, St. Mary's. I'm trying to dig into it here. They're the number 1 3-point shooting team in the country per 3-point percentage. They shoot like almost 50%. But against like North Texas, they only made 9. So I don't think it's, and they don't take a ton of threes per
and
two.
They
basically,
beat hell out of North Texas.
They won by 31 in that game. So it sounds like they just do a lot of stuff really well. They're probably a really talented team, as they've got a program that's always floating right around there. They make the tournament every year, basically. It's a big spot for them. And I think that, it's a tough ask. I haven't even seen, is there a line on this game? We need to see what the spread is to 10.5. I feel it's a little high, I think, but I guess Boise was like.
I thought it would be higher, honestly. I thought it would be higher than that. I mean, you're talking if I don't know what Vegas uses, I really don't. But if you're talking KenPom, you're talking about St. Mary's is a top 25. They're at 25 right now. And Wichita State is still 93. Just at 93. So, KenPom has St. Mary's as a top 44th in offensive, efficiency and 22nd defensively. That's the other thing. It looks like St. Mary's is a really good defensive team this year as well. So, I mean, you're talking St. Mary's and Kansas right now have similar spots in the KenPom, if that tells you anything.
Yeah.
This is going to be tough. I love it. I love that they're playing this game. I love that they're playing these kind of games, win, lose, or draw. I think these are the kind of games that'll make them better. When we talk about the Shockers, I think thinking about them as an at-large or, can they get these games to maybe be a bubble team? Like, I think that's the wrong way to think about it this year. I don't think the American looks strong, at least thus far. And so I think when we think about the Shockers, like, the thought needs to be they can go win the American, right? Like I think that's where the focus has to be at this point. I don't think we worry yet about at-large stuff. We have no idea if they're going to be that good.
Well, I mean, that's what you like. That's the thing you think about in November, though. I think that the fact of it being a 2-bid league is just as good as the second bid would be, and so I think
it's a 2-bid league.
It has been historically. Like it depends how good
only
Memphis
because
is.
Memphis is good and they might not win the tournament.
It depends how good Memphis is, basically, is the question mark on that. But, like, if Wichita, like, that's the thing, is that, like, if Wichita State can beat St. Mary's, if they could have beat Boise State, if they can get a win against Colorado State in this thing, like, and then take care of business in their tournament, like, there's no reason to think that they couldn't be a bubble team, I think.
So, and I don't know, look, I don't know how KenPom does what it does. Memphis right now is 1-4 and the highest ranked American team in the KenPom. They're at 72. Then you have South Florida, Tulsa, Wichita State, and UAB, all between 85 and 97. And then you add in Florida Atlantic and North Texas, all in the top 120. And then you go down further and you get your others. They're all kind of crammed in there, but none of them are in a position right now where they would be bubble teams. Yeah. So, I think, look, if they get into that point, that's great. That's awesome. But I think right now the thing
it's a way harder way to do it.
It is going to be that they can win the American.
Yeah.
Now, if they have some kind of spectacular year in the American and then didn't win the conference tournament, maybe that's the path for a 2. But I just don't know that we're going to see.
I think that
the league just doesn't look very good this year.
I agree, but the thing, like, as it sits right now, it's probably true. I think that they had the schedule, though. I think Boise State, honestly, you probably lose that game and you can't do it anymore. But, like, if they have the schedule where if they won the games that they had in front of them, like, if they could go win, if they could beat Boise State and then win 2 games at this tournament, probably, like, I don't know if 2's enough, maybe 3, and then take care of business and, be one of the better regular season teams, maybe have to be in the top 2 of the regular season. But, like, it had the path where it was possible to do. At the point now, I don't think that it's a 2-bid league. But, like, it's not, we're not talking about the Southland Conference here, like, where the only path in is winning that tournament. Like, it's happened every year where they've had 2 bids. This year's different. It's not as good, but, like, it's not off the table. But if they lose tonight, it's probably off the table. But I don't want to say that that's their only path in, because I do think that the way that everybody thought that it would be possible is by doing it through March.
Yeah, it's and look, if they beat St. Mary's, we'll have a different conversation. Like that at that point, you're like, okay, because that's probably going to be quad 1, neutral court against them. I'll bet when the dust settles, that ends up being a quad 1 game, and it'll probably be the only one they have left. I think I'm not forgetting about any. That'll probably be the only quad 1 they have left on their schedule. So it'll take being really, really good in the American to get there. But if they're really, really good in the American, then we're just talking about them winning the American at that point.
Yeah.
So, these games to me are more about how do we see this team look? The first real test at Boise, I thought that they showed themselves well. I thought that they did a nice job. I think they well represented. I think they went into an environment and kind of got the kind of game you thought they were going to get. And they were right there at the end. They had a chance to tie the game on the final shot. Milwaukee, we saw them hit a little adversity there in the first half for sure. And they came back and they kind of got under control and did what they needed to do against a team that was not Milwaukee to me looked a little better than like UNC Asheville and Prairie View A&M. And they beat Milwaukee, and the UNC Asheville game was the exact same margin in the end. I think Milwaukee to me looked better than UNC Asheville.
That's the thing is whatever. If you want to put a stamp on where the Shockers are right now heading into this game, it just depends on how much you think of Milwaukee is the biggest thing. Because before that, before the Milwaukee game, there was really no reason to think that they shouldn't be a team that could go have a reasonable chance to win this game. And then
against St. Mary's?
Yes.
Yeah, they have a reasonable chance to beat St. Mary's. I don't think it's a 10-point line, but I don't think that they can absolutely beat St. Mary's. If they shoot the ball like they shot against Loyola, they can beat anybody.
That's true. You just said you thought the spread should be bigger than 10 points.
I thought it would be bigger than 10 points because St. Mary's is really good. That's what I'm saying. That doesn't have anything to do with Wichita State. KState was a 10.5-point dog last night to Indiana. St. Mary's and Indiana are the same team so far this year. So, that's what I'm saying. I'm surprised it's not a bigger line. Now, it's a neutral court, and it just I'm not saying it should be or it shouldn't be. I don't know, but I thought it would be is all I'm saying. And either way, after tonight, Virginia Tech right now is 56 in KenPom, and Colorado State's 82. So they're going to get some good games. Who are the other teams out there? I don't even know who the other ones.
It's Colorado State, Virginia Tech next. Whoever
but then who's then it's just a consolation game. Those are the teams, right? It's
a full bracket that spreads out the entire way. It's crazy that Thanksgiving tournaments can have brackets. It's wild what happens when you put those in to play. Let me see.
Brackets that mean nothing. They're just throwing darts. You didn't earn anything to go into a bracket.
You're going to make me play in a tournament. I want to have a chance to win it.
They did. KU had a chance to win it. They didn't have a big enough point differential. That was the rules. Everybody knew it going in.
The other side of the bracket is Western Kentucky, Vanderbilt, VCU, and South Florida.
So do they play one of those teams then on the third game potentially?
Yeah, it'd be either in the 5th place game, the 12th place game, something like that, or 11th place game.
That you're right. That does have a lot more meaning than what they're doing out in Vegas. You're right.
Yes, it does.
The 12th place game in Atlanta.
I don't care about the 12th place game, but at least give me a chance to earn my spot in the championship.
They did have a chance to earn their spot in the championship, but they didn't take it.
What do you want them to do?
Here are the rules. Here is what you have to do to play in. They didn't do it. Again, it wasn't like they weren't given. They were given a chance. They absolutely were given.
Jacob, you're going to get people tweeting at you like they're tweeting about the national writers being the mouthpieces for the Players era. You're getting paid off by the Players era.
God, I wish I was. That'd be great. I don't even know who is the Players era.
The Players.
Is that like a company?
No apostrophe. Players
I don't even know
era.
who that is. The tournament score. We got all these great games all day. I'm in. We'll come right back. We're going to make some picks when we return.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
The canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
83101 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
On KFH.
All right, welcome in, everybody. Brandon Zinner coming in clutch. Grabs a Hawaiian off the top rope. Some people know how to party. It's the festive time of year. Man, that makes me so happy. Happy Hawaiian Shirt Wednesday, everybody. A pivot on picks here today on Sports Daily as we get ready for the Thanksgiving holiday. Max, do we have Paul in? Paul, you there?
Talk, Paul.
I'm here, boys. How you guys doing?
Hey, Paul. Paul's at.
Hello,
Do you have
Paul.
your Hawaiian shirt on today?
You know, I do not. I do not because I had to call in by the radio, by a phone today, into the radio station today, and I thought, well, nobody's going to know. But the only problem is, since I don't have my picture on our little deal there, I'll tell you what. I'm telling my lady fans who watch me and follow me, don't call and complain. There's nothing we can do about it. I'll try to get it fixed. But women, please do not call and complain. That sexy savage is not
all those.
It's a big deal. It's a big deal that Paul is called in. You know how long it takes to dial up 869-1240 on those phones?
On the spin dial. Yeah.
Wait, I think you guys are glazing over the big thing. Did he just refer to himself as sexy savage?
I like.
You don't call him that?
No, that's the first I've heard of that.
It's in my phone that way right now. Paul, but you may not know this. Hawaiian Shirt Wednesday was born with Paul Savage. By the way,
it was. And then you joined right in. We looked for sponsorships, if you remember correctly. Remember that? We were looking for a sponsor.
Still looking. Tommy, still looking.
Yeah, as you can imagine, the demand on that particular theme is not. People are not lining up.
You don't want to give it away. That's the issue. You don't want to give it away.
I can't give it away.
So you're keeping the price high. That's what's happening. All right, we got picks. TJ, what was the damage last week?
Not a lot of great stuff. Paul Savage, though, led the way at 4-2 with his Iowa State Island, since we all so sharply picked the Jayhawks in that game. Paul went 4-2. Jacob, Brandon, and Tommy all go 3-3. TJ goes 2-4. So Jacob's still in the lead with 43 wins. Paul at 40 now. Then TJ at 39, Brandon and Tommy at 38. Anybody's race.
It's anybody's race. We're all in it. Max, hit the music. Let's make some picks.
Hey, sports bettors, ready for some picks destined to fail? Time to hear what the Sports Daily staff thinks of the weekend games.
All right, Paul, you went away from KU and got your Utah Island last week. The Jayhawks getting 11.5 points at home this week with everything on the line. No win, no bowl game. You start us off. What do you think of this one?
Well, I'll tell you what. I think I'm going to stay on that same bandwagon and go again. It's not so much that I'm going with Utah as much as I feel like I got to go against KU. I hate to say that. I want to see KU do well, but I think that horse is out of the barn right now. I'm going to take Utah, and I'm going to go ahead and give 11.5. That's a lot of points, but I'm going to give it anyway. I got Utah.
I'm going to give it to Paul. On the road, doesn't matter. KU didn't look good at all last week. Utah got a scare. Utah will be, I think, prepared to make sure that doesn't happen again. But I'm gonna lay the 11.5 until we see something different with KU. I don't know what else to do, Tommy.
Well, I mean, look, Devin Dampier is really good, and he's one of the more underrated quarterbacks, I think, in America. I mean, the bottom line is that Kansas is not going to make a bowl game. I know that you want to will them into victory at home, the final game of the season, regular season game, having Utah come in. I just think it's too tall of a task for the Jayhawks. So knowing that, and also knowing the fact that Utah is 8-3 against the spread this year, I'm going to go ahead and take the Utes.
One of those three was last week against K-State. Did the Cats give KU anything they can work with to try and keep it within that number, Brandon?
Absolutely not. Utes win big on the road.
TJ,
you're gonna pin me in a corner here, aren't you?
Yeah.
You're gonna make me pick KU, and I'm gonna have to do it because I am almost in last place, I guess. Give me the Jayhawks because I feel so confident about that.
It's 11.5 points. It's 11.5 points.
It's not
it's
enough.
That's a lot of points. Colorado at K-State. The Cats go from this is insane. I think they go from a 17.5 point favorite to a 17.5 point dog, back to a 17.5 point favorite this week. K-State they're heavy favorites. They did play. I'm having a hard time with it because they always seem to play close games. They played last week, but they always seem to play close games. I think I'm going to take Colorado. K-State's played to the competition one way or the other every week. So to me, I'm like, okay, 17.5 points. I think Colorado's better than Oklahoma State. I know the game's in Manhattan, but I'm oddly going to take the points here. I don't know what to do with K-State on these lines. K-State will win the game, but 17.5 points, they're not beating anybody that way. Tommy?
I'm actually going to take the Wildcats. I feel like, knowing the way that they came off of that victory against Utah on the road last week, they should come home and have things pretty stable against a Colorado team that is not the Buffalo team that we're used to from at least a year ago. I think that the Wildcats win at home. I think they win big. I'm going to lay the 17.5.
Brandon, you comfortable with that number?
Comfortable, no, but I got to pick it one way or another. Colorado, they're benching their quarterback, the 5-star freshman who has been good, trying to preserve his red shirt. I think Chris Kleiman might have a little bit of a motivation to come out and put on another big show. Give me the Wildcats at home.
TJ.
So we got two people laying 17.5.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not comfortable with it. I'll take Colorado. Give me the points. I'll take Coach Prime.
I thought I'd be on an island there. He's got to get back and Sunday watch his son play quarterback for the Browns too. Paul, what do you think here?
Well, I'll tell you what, is Deion Sanders one of the most fascinating guys in all of college football? He's the king just a few years ago, the absolute king, the media marvel, you name it, everybody's throwing the hype on him, and now he can't win a game. Now it's the shoes on the other foot. I'll tell you what, it's a fascinating story, the rise and fall of Colorado. Live by NIL, die by NIL. I guess that's what the situation is. However, 17.5 points, guys, man, that's a lot of points. I mean, man, that's 3 scores. For that reason, and that reason only, I'm going to go ahead and take Colorado. 17. Wow. A lot of points.
God, you guys just got a tremendous opportunity with K-State. You kidding me? All right, let's move on to the other one that I put in here, Houston Baylor. It's not a great week of games. This one should at least be competitive. Does anybody realize Houston's creeped into the top 25?
They've been top 25 for like 6 weeks, Jake.
I know. Does anybody realize that Houston's a top 25 team? I don't think
Turn the TV on once in a while.
Go to Baylor, -2.5. Sorry, I was busy watching Dancing with the Stars. That's a TJ shot right there. No, I have not watched Houston Cougar football, and I make no apologies about that. Baylor, 2.5 points at home. I think I know I'm not first this time. Tommy, you're first on this one.
Yeah, what's wild to me about this matchup is the fact that Baylor is under 500 and they're a home favorite. Houston's in the top 25 and they're road dogs. That's a little bit interesting to me. Now, I know both teams lost their last time out, and Houston's coming off of a loss that stings a lot against TCU. That being said, there have been 5 times this season. How about this? 5 times this year that Baylor has been a 2.5 point or more favorite, and they're 1-4 against the spread when they're 2.5 point favorites or larger. So because of that, I'm going to take Houston. They bounced back from that loss against TCU last week. I'm going to take the 2.5 on the road for the Cougs.
All right. Brandon.
A bad week of games when we have the game, Michigan, Ohio State. We also have Texas A&M. Maybe you're just referring to the Big 12. I don't know. Great week.
Why aren't we picking Michigan, Ohio State? That's
because Ohio State's going to beat Michigan by 1,000,000 points. That's why.
It's a good thing
we
picked
not
the
going to
spreads.
be good.
Yeah, I'll take.
Was anybody going to take Michigan? Was anybody going to take Michigan?
I don't know what the spread is. What's the spread?
No,
not enough.
Spread is
not enough. I looked at it. I'm telling you, I saw it. I saw the game. And I feel like we picked Texas too often.
9.5.
So I didn't want to pick Texas.
That would have been a great game to pick.
Which one?
Michigan, Ohio State, 9.5.
No, it wouldn't.
9.5.
You're gonna take Michigan and 10 points?
They've won 4 in a row.
That's fine. Anybody taking Michigan?
We're not.
I'm taking Houston. That's what I'm taking.
No, nobody would have taken Michigan.
Come on, people. We're not gonna hit the under of time in the segment. We got to keep going.
Houston for Brandon. TJ.
Give me Houston. Even though you made a big deal about them being in the top 25, they're neither in the top 25 in the AP or the CFP rankings. They're not ranked anymore.
They fell out after they lost to TCU, but they were in. I couldn't believe they were in when I saw that game. All right, I'll take Baylor at home. I'll take the Fighting Paul Savages. Paul.
Well, there you go. Thank you for that. I appreciate that because I'm going to take Houston. What have I always said about Houston? That is a football program waiting to be in the top 5. It's going to be a perennial top 5. You know, within 75 miles of the city of Houston, you guys know how many football players there are? You know how many great college and pro football players will come out of that 75-mile area around Houston?
And they all go to A&M.
LSU.
LSU.
For now.
It's the hometown college. It's the Wichita State of Wichita. It's that kind of thing. I hate to do this. 2.5 points is not enough for my beloved Baylor Bears. And I've got my Baylor class ring on today for this pick and this pick only. I got my class ring on, and I'm taking Houston.
You should feel guilty on the rest of your drive. Packers-Lions.
Thank you for that. Thanks for that.
Brandon, you're up first. Packers-Lions. Lions 2.5-point favorites at home in the NFC North showdown.
I love this line until I saw this stat. The Lions are 10-1 when they play on a waxing crescent moon in the last 3 years. They're 7-4 when playing on waxing crescent moons on Thanksgiving. 3-0 against the Packers when there's a waxing crescent moon. I have to take the Lions.
Okay, I like it.
Waxing crescent moons.
I don't know what a waxing crescent moon is, but I like it. TJ?
It looks like that.
Yeah, it's one of the skinny ones. Pay attention in science class one time, and the AP Top 25, Jacob. I'm going to take the Packers in this one. Give me them. I think that I don't have a reason. I just want to pick the Packers. I don't know. We're off the rails at this point.
Tommy, your Packers, your Super Bowl favorite Packers. You got to take them, don't you?
No, I'm going to take the Lions, and I love the Packers. I've loved the Packers all season long. I know it's been a little bit shaky at times, but I thought they looked pretty good last week. The Lions were iffy. I mean, it took overtime for them to beat the Giants. That was a fun game to watch, but I do think the Lions at home on Thanksgiving, all the different things that we always look at when the Lions are playing at home on Thanksgiving, I'm going to take Detroit. I'll lay the 2.5.
Paul.
You know something? I've been a fan of the Lions since HBO Hard Knocks. I don't know if you guys do that or not.
We're aware.
Oh, you do that. Anyway, that's been a great show. Dan Campbell is a great coach. He's one of the few throwback coaches, all because of Dan Campbell. Dan, this pick is in honor of you. I'm taking the Lions. Thank you, Dan Campbell.
That takes us to me. I will. God, I don't want to give TJ a Packers Island, but I also don't want to pick the Packers. I'm going to take the Lions. Lions are way cooler than the Packers. Packers are boring.
That's a really good island, TJ.
Yeah, it is. It is. I'll take the Lions minus 2.5. Chiefs, Cowboys. Cowboys 3.5-point favorites at home. Believe we're to TJ to start this one off.
I like the Chiefs to go down and get this one done. I've been stressing about it all week, but I think that as I've talked to you more and more, Jacob, I think that the Chiefs can go down and cover this number. And I think I've talked myself into the Patrick Mahomes legacy game, like you've talked yourself into the Jalen Daniels legacy game. I think we're going to see a big one.
Time out. Before we pick anything more, you just said, Jacob, that the Cowboys were 3.5 home favorites.
They're home dogs. Home dogs.
To clear that up.
3.5-point home dogs. It's interesting that talking to me made you pick the Chiefs because I'm going to pick the Cowboys. I think this is a tough matchup. I think the Chiefs can win, but I mean they haven't covered a number in forever. I don't think they're going to go on the road and all of a sudden cover a number against one of the better teams they've played. I'm going to take the points here, and the Chiefs can probably win a close one, but give me the 3.5 points. The half is pretty key for me, Tommy.
I'm going to take the Chiefs and lay the points. I don't really have a major scientific reason as to why. And I get it. They're on the road. It's Thanksgiving against the Cowboys, blah, 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 all of that. I don't know. I'd like to think that maybe the way that they won against Indianapolis will kickstart them a little bit. And I just don't love the Cowboys defensively. So I'm going to take the Chiefs and I'll lay the points.
All right, Brandon.
This one is scary. That 3.5 is just telling me that Vegas is telling all the Cowboys fans, go bet that number. And I'm going to fall into it. I'm going to take the Cowboys. I think Pickens, if he's able to play, him and CD are just way too much.
I saw this morning Pickens is expected to play. Paul, what do you think with this one?
Every NFL football team that plays every season has only so many games which they can make that dramatic comeback. And by the way, Cowboys are out of them. They had one game left that they were going to be able to get that out of this football season. And that was it last week. Boy, was that a heck of a comeback. I'm going to tell you what, Cowboys are out of comebacks. I'm taking the Chiefs.
Okay.
The Chiefs just had the largest comeback in Mahomes' fourth quarter era.
Do they need a comeback, I think, becomes the question. All right, Bengals, Ravens. It's the night one, 7.5 points here. We're back to Paul being first. Paul, Ravens 7.5 at home against the Burrow Bengals. What do you got?
That's an interesting number, a very interesting number. I don't know if the game is going to be that interesting, but the interesting part about this game is 7.5 points. I'm going to take the Ravens just because of the points aren't as bad as they could have been. I'm going to take the Ravens because it could easily be 9.5.
Yeah, I don't think that's I think that's fair. TJ?
I'm picking the Bengals. I think that Joe Burrow's back. They've got something to fight for, and I think that I mainly just refuse to pick the Ravens because how much you've loved the Ravens and still consider them a Super Bowl contender. So I'm just going to pick against them every week. Bengals plus 7.5.
I think we see a lot of points. I think Lamar Jackson's about to go ham, though. That hook is tough. I'm going to go ahead and take the Ravens and lay the 7.5. Tommy?
Lamar Jackson has looked awful
the
last couple of weeks. I mean, it's not even that he's like looked middle of the road okay and he's about to go off. He's going to have to totally overcorrect from the last couple of weeks. I don't see him going ham at all in this game. The bottom line, too, is that he's dealing with a couple of injuries and he's banged up also. I think for me, this looks a lot like the Bengals backdoor cover kind of thing where they lose by a touchdown. The hook is 7.5. I'm going to take the Bengals and Burrow. I'll take the 7.5.
Have we seen the Bengals try to play defense this year, though? That's more of an indictment of the Bengals than it is anything on a big Lamar Jackson game. Brandon, what do you like in this one?
Thanksgiving for those who loves a feast, and who feasts more than Derrick Henry against terrible defenses like the Bengals? I'm going to rely on King Henry.
He does. He does beat up. All right, here's one for you. Here's a bonus game. Anybody taking Michigan plus 10? I didn't think so.
I'll take the Shockers plus 10.
I'll do it. If we would have picked this game, I probably would have made a joke about Sharon Moore being
Was it the 2-point win at Northwestern that has you all over Michigan and that Big Ten gauntlet they've run through this year? Is that what's doing it for you?
So you're not watching Ohio State, you're watching Houston Baylor. Is that what you're saying?
I'm not watching
It's
either
the biggest
of
game
them.
of, it's the biggest game of the weekend. It's the biggest game of the weekend.
We've established Jacob doesn't watch the games. He didn't know Houston was ranked.
That's true.
I did know Houston was ranked, and then I know they fell out. I didn't know until the game against TCU they were ranked. But no, guys, I'm not going to apologize for not watching Baylor Houston this weekend. Sorry.
We're not watching it either.
Why are we picking it?
Because it's a game that's interesting to pick. You're going to
watch.
watch.
It's not interesting enough to watch, though.
Ohio State's going to beat Michigan by 30.
God forbid we watch the number 1 team in the country.
Well, I've watched them. They're going to kill Michigan. And I don't need to. I'll watch college basketball probably on Saturday, or K-State or KU. All right, that's picks for the week. We're coming back. We will talk to Shreyas Laddha when we return.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
The canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood, written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now. 83101 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you
and inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospitalized from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
On KFH. And now, digging deeper with the teams you follow, it's another Sports Daily Insider interview on KFH.
All right, welcome back in, everybody. It is Sports Daily here. Glad to have you with us. We welcome in Shreyas Laddha, KC Star, reporting all things KU football and basketball. I got it. Shreyas, we just did picks and I'm catching grief. Everyone's giving me a hard time because I haven't been locked into Houston Cougar football the last 3 weeks as they've had a gauntlet against West Virginia, UCF, and TCU. They're giving me grief because I don't want to pick Ohio State, Michigan. Ohio State's going to win by 1 billion. And by the way, TJ, who plays at the same time as Ohio State on Saturday? You watching Ohio State, Michigan, or are you watching KState, Colorado? Tough guy.
KState.
Yeah. So I don't want to hear
is here.
it.
Let's talk to
You're full of crap. You're all full of it. If you
Shreyas.
pretend like you've been watching Ohio State in the last month, you have not. That's not how we consume college football.
All right. Sorry. Shreyas, we'll start with you here. Players era. Are you pro or con? Pro or anti players era?
We can't hear you, Shreyas. I'm not sure why. Let's try that again here. Nope.
Swing and a miss.
Yeah, we'll we'll try maybe a reconnect with Shreyas here real quick.
You hear me now?
There it is.
Yep, there we go.
Okay. Yeah. I think I'm pretty indifferent, to be honest with you. I don't think Maui has such tradition that I think you have to sit there and be like, okay, they should be playing in Bahamas or wherever, or Maui, instead of the Players Era. I also do think this is kind of where college basketball is heading towards, right? Players want to make extra money, extra cash. You have to have some incentive. My issue with the Players Era tournament is I don't like the point differential. I think they just need a straight up tournament or pods or whatever. I don't want to see fans of other teams whining about the fact that they are not in the top 4 because they didn't run up the score. I think it makes it a little more interesting, I think, in some sense. But I've seen a lot of Iowa State fans and on Twitter crying about it and this and that. And I'm like, well, your coach didn't want to run up the score. Bill Self wanted to run up the score. He talked about it. Should have run up the score.
Well, they knew. It's not like they didn't know coming into the tournament.
No, that's what I'm saying. I mean, Bill even talked about it afterwards where he was like, yeah, like I knew we had a higher point differential. So, we tried to make it an effort. And Kansas did a good job. Obviously, if their opponents weren't the best, I think. But Syracuse and Notre Dame are not like, Binghamton or something. No offense to Binghamton, but yeah.
I'm offended. So let's continue then with the way KU's looked. I am all in on Flory and Tiller out on the floor together at the same time. To me, like what we've seen the last 2 games, if we can envision Darren Peterson being a full go when he returns and the instant offense that literally everybody thinks he's going to be, that's a team that plays. That is a team that makes a lot of sense and has a chance to be really good.
Yeah, I mean, they're top 10 in defense without Darren Peterson playing only 2 games, out of the 7. They're like not really getting a lot of opponent turnovers. They're just doing it through great perimeter defense. I think they're number 10 in opponent like 3-point percentage. I've been really, really impressed with Flory and Tiller and their synergy on the floor. It feels like they've kind of gained a lot of chemistry in the last couple of games since Tiller has been in the starting lineup. And one of the great things about this lineup, I think, is especially when Darren comes back, you can't really switch onto anybody and like pick on them. Last year, you could pick on Hunter Dickinson because he didn't have the foot speed to keep up with guards. If you switch on a Flory on the perimeter or you switch on a Tiller on the perimeter, you're not going to be able to blow past them really easily. You have to be an elite guard. Marcus Burton did it a few times, but not enough to where I was like, okay. And I feel like Kansas adjusted to that fact that, okay, there's a guard on Flory, and he adjusted pretty quickly after that one blow by, I think. But I've been super impressed by the defense. I've been impressed by their overall play. The half-court offense isn't the most aesthetically pleasing thing without Darren, but they're going out and winning games in pretty decent margin without Darren Peterson against some 2 pretty good teams. I know Syracuse and Notre Dame are kind of middle of the pack.
Yeah, the one thing that I bring up about this team is my biggest question mark, especially without Darren Peterson out there. I mean, yesterday, pretty much it was like a 6-man rotation that they're running out there, like 6.5. Like El Marco played 8 minutes, I think. That's stressful, and I think whenever you get to March, that gets really stressful about what you're going to do, especially whenever you think about your 2 centers on the court at the same time. Like, I think that the idea with Tiller was going to be the backup to Flory. Now they're going to coexist. Like, what do they do whenever somebody gets 4 fouls? Like, how is that going to work?
Well, you hope and pray, right? I mean, I think that's going to have to be. I don't think Paul Miaba is quite there yet to play a lot of minutes, extended minutes. I'm also kind of curious to see what happens with the starting lineup when Peterson comes back, because I almost think it's kind of tough to sit there and say, okay, Tiller, go back to the bench.
I know.
After how good he's looked with Flory. But does that mean you kick out somebody like Cole or Trey? I mean, I don't think you kick out Trey because Trey looks great as well. I think the one thing that I come away pretty impressed with is when these guys are starting to have a little bit of foul trouble, I feel like Flory and Tiller have done, especially Flory, have done a good job of not getting a ton more fouls in this tournament, at least, especially after what it was in the Duke game. Obviously, they're not playing incredible offensive teams. I think Tennessee will be the best team they play on offense, which is a pretty decent team, but their defense is kind of what they're known for. But I've been pretty impressed with the way Tiller has looked, and I don't really know who you kick out of the starting lineup if Peterson comes back in the UConn game.
I'm with you on Tiller. It's not Tiller. I don't think it's Tiller. I don't really care, though. I just want Peterson and Tiller and Badunga on the floor at the same time. Like, that's what I want. Mostly Badunga and Peterson. Bill Self talked about it after the game on the broadcast. Like, Badunga is doing exactly what we had thought and hoped he would if he returned to KU. He's not getting himself in foul trouble. He's staying on the floor. And as like raw, and you could kind of see the upside last year, it's hard for me to remember like a growth of a player from what we saw last year to him this year. Like, it's like he's hit his upside all at one time.
He's done it in such a quick way. Honestly, I don't think I thought he'd be good. I thought he'd be pretty good this year, but I didn't think he'd be this good this quick.
Yeah.
And it feels like he's just taken a massive leap on the offensive end. I mean, I've reported this, but he and Darren have worked really closely with Jock, this summer, doing a lot of one-on-one stuff. And you can kind of see that in games. I feel like the game has slowed down for him tremendously. And I think one of the most impressive things is he's not panicking when he gets the ball in the post anymore, right? Like, he's getting set and then he goes to work. I think there's a moment in the game against Syracuse. He was doubled in the post. He made a little up and under move, freed himself up, and had a quick little layup there. I was really impressed by that. I feel like a year ago or even 6 months ago, Florey's not doing that. He's doing this in such patience. You saw the jump shot that we have heard about a lot, but he hasn't actually shown that much. We finally showed it. It looks pretty good. I've been super, super impressed, especially since it feels like Self kind of called him out and said, I want you to be the second option. I asked Self about that, early in the season. He was like, oh, we hope Florey can be that. But right now, it's kind of a different combination of players. And it feels like Florey saw that press conference and said, okay, I'm that guy. And he's gone to work ever since.
Yeah, Florey looks like an NBA player is the best way to put it. And he didn't last year. He looks like an NBA player this year, 100%. Switch over to football before we let you go here. 11.5-point underdogs on senior day against Utah. Weird game. K-State almost beat them. Can KU find a way?
Never say never. But I think, everything we've seen from Kansas in the last 3 weeks or the last couple of weeks doesn't give me much confidence. They went into Iowa State and laid an absolute dud. They didn't look great against Oklahoma State. They're on a 2-game losing streak at the moment. I think if you're going to make a bowl game, it was probably Iowa State. But I think you don't want to count out Jalen Daniels in the senior class and what this game means for them. So I think there's a chance, but I don't feel super confident that Kansas is coming out with a victory, even though it's senior day.
It'll be tough. So what is that? What is then the legacy of this season? I don't know. If we started the year and said KU's not going to make a bowl game, I think all of us would have been like, yeah, okay, I could see that. But then it kind of got off to a good enough start where now it feels like it's been a letdown if they don't.
I think it's a massive letdown. I mean, I don't want to understate it. They started off 4-2, and if they lose on Friday, that means they'll have lost, I think, 6 of the last 8 or something like that. That's a really bad ending to a pretty solid start of the season. If you start 4-2, you expect to make a bowl game. That's just a collapse. And last year, they did the exact same thing, except inverse, right? They started off slow, went on that 3-game tear against top 10 opponents, ranked opponents really, and then they lost really badly to Baylor. So it feels like they're going to end with the same 5-7 record. And I have to sit there and ask myself, why are they repeating the same mistakes they did last year happening again against other teams? And I think the one thing with last year was they lost a lot of one-score games. Kansas has been blown out a decent amount of times in games this year, a lot more than I've seen in the Lance Leipold era since I joined the beat. I think they've been blown out 3 or 4 games. That doesn't happen a lot, which is a little concerning to me.
It's weird. And I feel like whenever you don't make the bowl game this year, if that's what's going to happen, I mean, that's back-to-back years where you didn't get a bowl game. And like all this momentum was building into a football program. And you feel like it was helping your recruiting wins and everything. And now it's like, well, now we're a team that hasn't won 6 games in back-to-back years. And that feels like there's a little bit of a stain on the momentum.
I mean, 100%, right? You have invested $300 million into stadium renovations. It's hard to sit there and be like, okay, this team can't even make a bowl game after Lance's whole thing was, I need a stadium and I need this and that to help with recruiting. I think it's just, I think KU fans have the right to be disappointed if they go 5-7 this year. I mean, the schedule was pretty soft for the most part, and they start off 4-2. This team, with how good Jalen started, should have won more games. I know he hasn't been quite as good in recent weeks, but the defense has just been so astronomically bad this year under DK that you have to sit there and ask yourself, like, should he come back for another year?
Shreyas, 4.5-point dogs, KU at Tennessee today on the basketball side. Can they get it?
I think so. I think they can win this. I wrote about them in my matchup, but I think they match up pretty well against Tennessee overall.
All right. Shreyas Laddha, go find his work at the KC Star. Happy Thanksgiving, Shreyas. We'll talk again next week.
Guys.
See everybody on the other side here. Stick around.